clues here about what our story might be about. So give us a wave, anyone, or shout out an idea, anyone? Anyone got any ideas? You got any ideas over here? Pots, pans? I wondered if there were shields. They're not shields, they are pots and pans. Cooking stones. There is cooking involved in the story, yeah. Oh, Liz, well done. Good deduction. Okay, so we've got a story of two sisters, grown-up sisters, called Mary and Martha, and we're going to listen to it a couple of times. So the first time, I'm going to read it, and my helpful assistant is just handing around some paper. Thank you, Lisa. And what we'd like you to do is listen to the story and draw it as it unfolds. So make sure everyone's got a piece, and if you're not an artist, all the artists in the room who like drawing at this moment are thinking, yes, I get to do some drawing. And those of us, probably most people over the age of 18, who don't think they're artists are like going, oh my goodness, it's going to be a stick man, this is hideous. Well, don't worry, okay, it's not a drawing competition, it's just a way of entering into the story and just thinking about it as we listen. So your stick man is great, it's not a problem. Okay, so if you've all got your pen and a paper, I'm going to read the story. So I'll read it slowly to give you a little time to do a little bit of doodling. As Jesus and the disciples continued on their way to Jerusalem, they came to a village where a woman named Martha welcomed him into her home. Her sister Mary sat at Jesus' feet, listening to what he taught. But Martha, she was distracted by the big dinner she was preparing, probably with all those pots and pans and what other cooking utensils they had 2,000 years ago. Martha then came to Jesus and she said, Lord, doesn't it seem unfair to you that my sister just sits here while I do all the work? Tell her to come and help me. But the Lord Jesus said to her, my dear Martha, you are worried and upset over all these details. There's only one thing worth being concerned about. Mary has discovered it, and it won't be taken away from her.
Wasn't expecting quite so many people for dinner tonight. Anyway, so there we go. Running short of time. Which is the shortest queue? Oh no, not that one. Oh my goodness me. Oh, maybe this one. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Oh, red lights. Why do the red lights always go on when you're in a hurry? Now, where shall I go? Maybe this queue is better. Oh, my goodness me, that's a very big trolley in front, so I'm not going there. This one? Oh, no, surely you're not closing. Please, just one. I've only got a few things, and I'm in a dreadful hurry. Oh, dear. No. Oh, no. Oh. Do you know what? I'm back in the same queue. Several back now. It's going to be ages. Oh, dear. Oh, well. I just need to stop. I just need to be still. And I'm just going to wait.
Round of applause, Elisa. Thank you very much. Well, Lisa had some tricky choices to make then. And Mary and Martha made different choices. And we'll think about that more as we read our story again in a moment. But before we do that, we all make so many choices each day. We like different things. So we're going to play a quick game now to help us explore some of the different choices we might make every day. And it's called Would You Rather? Some of you... Oh, I guess some of you might have played this before at school. So I'm going to give you two choices. If you like the first most, you have to stand up. So you will have to show us that you like the first thing that I say by standing up. And if you prefer the second, stay sitting down. So if you don't feel like moving, you'll just have to keep preferring the second. Okay, so for example, this is our trial one, okay? I say, would you rather have cereal or pancakes for breakfast? So if you would rather have cereal, you stand up at this point. And if you would rather have pancakes, you say sitting down. Oh, pancakes are the clear winner. Excellent. Okay, so here we go. We've got 8 of them. Some are a bit easier than others. So first one, would you rather have a picnic or go to a pizza restaurant? Oh, Julie was a clear picnic then. No two ways about it. Oh, it's nearly 50-50. Okay, very good, Nathaniel. I thought you'd be pizza restaurant. Okay, would you rather, this is a bit more tricky. It's kind of Hobson's choice. Would you rather wash the dishes or empty the bins? I know what I'd be, definitely standing up washing the dishes, even though it probably takes longer. Now, those that are sitting down, have you ever emptied the bins? I'm teasing. Very good. Wash the dishes, clear win. Okay. This one, would you rather have a bath or a shower? I need to sit down for this one. Bath or shower? I think the shower's just about win. Okay, excellent. Few more. Would you rather bake a cake or play a video game? Do gaming? I don't even know what you call it nowadays. Is it gaming? Oh, wow. A lot of cake bakers. Very good, okay. Okay, would you rather ride a bike or ride a horse? Mark was up like a shot there. He's allergic to horses. Oh, we've got a few people, horse riders. Oh, yes, Jenny, you've ridden horses before, haven't you? Yes, very good. Okay, we've got, let's do 2 more. Would you rather go swimming or go for a walk? Quite a few swimmers. I think walking won, though. Okay, very good. And the last one, this one's really tricky. Would you rather have chocolate cake or a chocolate bar? Depends on the cake, really, doesn't it? Mark Ford, I think he's gone for chocolate cake. Yeah. I think cake's just about won. Excellent. Okay. Right, we're going to, keeping that thought of different choices in mind, Robin, could you read the story again? And this time, if you've not quite finished your drawing, you can add extra bits to your drawing. But what we'd also like you to encourage you to do is to just see if a word or a phrase really speaks to you as you listen to the story, and add that word or phrase onto your picture drawing. Okay, thank you, Robin.
Okay. As Jesus and his disciples were on their way, he came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. She had a sister called Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet, listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. She came to him and asked, "Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do all the work by myself? Tell her to help me." "Martha, Martha," the Lord answered, "you are worried and upset about many things, but only one thing is needed. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her."
Thank you, Rowan. That was brilliant. I wondered, maybe you could share your pictures if you felt able to, and share the one word or phrase that you have now written down on your sheet of paper with those who are on your table, and just have a couple of minutes to just to share those together. And then if anybody wants to share the whole group, then I'll come around with the microphone in just a couple of minutes. But do just show your table what you've done and the words that struck you particularly and why that was. So just a couple of minutes to do that on your tables. Brilliant. So lovely, just wandering about, seeing what you've all been doing. Would anybody like to share? Because I think there's so much wealth and like gems being talked about. It would be a shame if we don't all hear it. Anybody brave enough to say, "Oh, don't leave me"? Thank you. Brilliant, that's brilliant. It ties in a bit with what Steve was saying last week, wasn't it? Fixing our eyes on Jesus. Anybody else? Oh, thank you, Rachel.
I think possibly it's a stage of life thing, but my thing was very similar. Like, I can get upset and worried about many things. But I really liked Mike pointed out that it says better in verse 42. So it's Mary has chosen what is better, which means that the other thing isn't necessarily bad. It's not she's chosen what is good and the other one is bad by default. It's she's chosen what is better, and actually probably hosting and doing all those things that she was doing, it wasn't a bad thing, but Mary's chosen what's better.
Thank you. Anybody brave enough? Julie?
Okay, so I wrote down listening because that's what Mary was doing, listening. And it's not just listening, is it? It's listening and then following through with what you hear. So that's what was going through my mind.
Great. Oh, thank you.
Well, I wrote down she opened her home to him. And I thought that was right at the beginning, and it was such a big-hearted gesture. It's she wasn't thinking, "Oh, I better let him in," or "Oh, what am I going to have to do?" She was just opening her home to him.
Brilliant. Yeah.
There was also the phrase, "It will not be taken from her." So us choosing Jesus and choose to sit at his feet will not be taken from us, and that us choosing him and allowing him into our hearts will not be taken.
Thank you, Elaine. Brilliant. That is so wonderful. Thank you all so much for sharing. Clara.
Okay, this is Q Sam. So we've listened to the story, we've drawn the story, we've written words about the story, we've talked about the story. Now we've got a 3-minute video. We're going to watch the story.
God's story. Mary and Martha.
Oh. Thank you. The most important thing we can do is love Jesus. So now we're going to imagine ourselves. We're going to imagine ourselves kind of in the story. Imagine what it would be like to have Jesus in our house. So we're going to settle down quietly and use our imaginations to think what it would be like being face to face with Jesus. So I'm going to help us to picture the scene. So you might want to close your eyes, or you might just want to stare into the distance and have a bit of a daydream or play with the Play-Doh or whatever you fancy. So here we go. Imagine that Jesus is coming to your house for tea. What would you need to do to get ready? Imagine the place where he'll sit. Imagine what the table will look like with everyone gathered round. Who else will be there? What do you think Jesus would like to eat? You can hear Jesus coming up to your door, and he's knocking on it. You go and open the door. What does Jesus look like? What is he wearing? Has he brought anything with him? You invite Jesus in and take him somewhere to sit down. Where do you take him? What does Jesus start to talk to you about? What do you ask him? Okay, it's good to spend time praying in our imaginations with Jesus. Lisa, I think you've got something else to help us think about how loving Jesus is the most important thing we can do.
I think poor Martha does get a bad press, doesn't she, sometimes? And lunch had to be prepared, and I guess nowadays microwaves and slow cookers might be the answer. But I know I can be just so busy that I forget. I forget to stop and actually to listen. And I've got in these envelopes, you're going to have one on each table, and there are some letters in there which need rearranging, and some of you might like a little competition and others might not, but we could see which table can rearrange them the quickest. And I think it gives us a clue as to what we're really trying to think about this morning. And then once we've done that, we're going to think about how we can actually put it into practice. So you can't open it until we've all got them. Otherwise, it's a bit unfair, isn't it? It is. Yeah. Great. Are you ready? On your marks, set, go. Oh, third. Well done. Don't shout it out yet. No, they were first. They were first, yeah. No, he was third. Mark got it second. First, second, third. Are we done at the back? How you doing, James? Got it? Fantastic. Ford family plus Emma. How you got it? Yeah. Just wait for the. Well done, well done. Shall we shout it all out? What does it say? Jesus first. Amazing. Well done. Clara.
Okay, we'll come back to that in a moment. I just thought I'd share a bit. When I was reading the Bible passage this week, I was struck with the thought that we've kind of alluded to it already, that it might not have been the actual problem that Martha was preparing the meal. I think it was that she was doing it with the wrong attitude. She was so focused on the details of what she thought needed to be done that she got distracted. She saw her sister spending time with Jesus and not helping, and she became resentful and she complained. And in my Bible version, she said, "It's not fair." And I challenge any child who hasn't said, "It's not fair." I know I've said, "It's not fair," and I've heard children say it lots and lots of times. So Mary got distracted and she started to grumble to herself about what she had to do, and she got annoyed with her sister and complained. She expected Jesus then to tell her sister to help her. I'm sure that's why she said, "Look, Jesus, it's not fair. Come on, come and tell her to help me. Tell her to be kind." But instead, what Jesus kindly did was tell her that she needed to think about her attitude. Jesus helped her to see that she needed to change how she was thinking about the situation, and he challenged her that spending time with him, putting him first, was the most important thing she needed to do in that moment when he'd come to visit her in her house. So I wonder how we can all put Jesus first in our lives this week. So have a chat now with the people on your table of ways that you can put Jesus first for the rest of the day, or in different things that you've got coming up this week. And we might come and ask you to share some ideas if you'd like to, after you've had a bit of a chat on your tables.
That anybody else has got anything they would like to pass your wisdom on? How do you put Jesus first daily? What do you do? Anybody got anything?
I was just saying, the moment we wake up, we think about Jesus. That's a good way to start our day.
Yeah, we were saying that on our table too, that first thing in the morning, a cup of tea and Jesus. Maybe, yeah, a juice and Jesus, first thing. Any more over here? Any ways that you can put Jesus first on a day-to-day, every day? Go on, Kath.
Thinking about giving Jesus more time, basically. Because you're busy, especially first thing in the morning. You don't put in the time to pray. It's like, if I can get dressed and get in the car and go to work, that's an achievement.
Very good. Finding time. Sam, did you have anything?
Not really any clear examples.
No? Okay, fair enough. Anybody else over here? No? Brilliant. Thank you for sharing those. And we have, and we've got lunch a bit later, and you can keep sharing your amazing. I am on. Okay, I'll switch it off and use this one. We have another opportunity to keep sharing our ideas. So one way that I have found that really helps me to put Jesus first through the day, every day, whatever you're doing, is to practice gratitude. Having an attitude of gratitude all the time. I guess it's just like being thankful to Jesus, whatever's going on. It was great cycling to school this morning. The sun was shining. And just having that thanksgiving sort of bubble up at the little tiny things. I didn't get kicked at school this week. I'm so grateful for this morning that we can come together. It's, the chicken defrosted in time for dinner. It's just thinking about the everyday, ordinary things and having that attitude of gratitude. And when we're thankful, we learnt this at the conference from Jo Hargreaves. She's saying, when we're grateful for things, it releases feel-good hormones in our brains, and it actually changes the way we think. A bit like Martha changing her attitude from grumbling to gratitude. Helps to get rid of that resentment. The more we are grateful, the more our minds are renewed. And so a little challenge for you this week. See how many times you can say thank you in the course of a day, and don't keep a record, but just notice the difference in how you're feeling at the end of your day. 1 Peter 4 does say, offer hospitality to one another without grumbling. Not grumbling, but gratitude, whatever we are doing.
Okay, so we're going to have a quick practice of gratitude before we finish. So, here you go, Lisa. For our last little thing to do together, we're going to give you a heart. And we just, here it is, we'd just like you to write something on the heart that you're grateful to God for. It can be something really simple, something that's just happened today or over the last few days, something that you're really grateful and thankful to God for. Write it on the heart. And then we're going to have another little kids' praise song, actually, but it's got some really good lyrics in it, although it's a child's song, talking about how we can be thankful for Jesus. So at any point during the song, if I pop it here, we'd like you to come up, and it's just a way of praising Jesus and saying, Jesus, we are thankful to you for all these things. So pop your heart in the jar.
Brilliant. Thank you. You've all been so lovely joining in with everything. Really appreciate it. We're going to finish with another song all about bringing our thanksgiving. So if you're able, it would be great if we could stand and celebrate with thanksgiving. We are so grateful. We're so grateful for this beautiful day, for our time together, that you love us so much and that you never leave us. You're always with us as we go into this new week. I just pray you will guide us and lead us and help us to remember who you are and what you are like at any given time of the day. Lord, we just give you our hearts. We thank you and just pray that as we share lunch together, you will continue to speak to us and watch over us as we leave. Amen. We are going to have tea and coffee, have that, and at some point we will rearrange the tables and get the lunch ready, but please do stay, and thank you all so much for being part of this morning. Thank you.